Alright, we're recording. Alright. So, I'm resending you over something I sent over several weeks ago via text that has these drum patterns written out for hi-hat, bass, and snare, so just the three limbs. And there were 6 pages total. If you can print them at home so they're easier to see, or put them up on the iPad on a stand where they can be easily seen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to describe it real quick and then play it for a minute or so each at 2 different tempos, one really slow to play along with and one to practice against. The first one, number 1, ignore the warm-up thing at the very top. We're just going to start on number 1 and dig in. So number 1 is just our basic beat we've done all along, which is 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to count us in and then play along with it, and I'm going to do it a little slower than that, and then I'm going to play it a little faster than that. So slower. 3, 4. Drum, snare, and hi-hat are matching up to where I'm playing them. You're not playing them at different speeds or different intensities. Same beat, a few beats faster. 1, 3, 4. Now you should go over that a couple of times and play along with me a couple of times. Start the video over and play along. You should have that one down pretty well, though. Now, exercise number 2 on there is the exact same thing, except your bass drum is on all 4 quarter notes. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And you still have 2 and 4 on the snare. But the bass drum plays along with the snare. So I'm going to count it in a little slower. 1, 2, 3, da da da, 4, da da da, da 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 da. Oh, switch it up. 1. That's it. Drum. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now let's take that same one a few beats faster. 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2. Number 3 is one we've already done before as well. It's snare on all on 2 and 4. The bass drum goes 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's the second beat we learned. We're going to still keep it here because we're going to keep it as a routine of this exercise that you're going to have in front of you. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure you're playing along, paying very close attention. See what my hands are hitting and where your hands are hitting, and make sure we're playing the same things at the same time. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2. Okay, same thing, a little faster. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Second page, and that'll be exercise number 1. This is where we had a little trouble counting it because now we're taking, instead of being on 3 and 4, it starts off with 1 and on the bass drum, then 2, 3 on the bass drum, 4 on the snare drum. So bass, bass, snare, bass, snare, bass, bass, snare, bass, snare, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4. And so I'm going to count it in, and we're going to go a little slower, and make sure you practice this one because you did have a little trouble compartmentalizing 3 versus 1. That's why we have to be able to count to groups of 4 so we know whether we're on 1 or 3. If we're only counting to 2, there's no 3. All right, so 1 and 2 and ready, go. Said, you should be playing these over and over again, so when I stop playing, stop the video and you keep playing it. You should be playing it for 5 or 10 minutes on each one. You've got to get these internalized. If you don't get them internalized, we can't move past these. This is the biggest thing I got to emphasize, is to be able to move past these. These have to become easy to you. So you have to practice them to the point where they become easy. If they're easy, or if you're struggling with them, you got to keep doing them. Can't go on to the next thing unless these become easy, because we're just going to be adding to these things. These are our foundation on which we need to build things. So let's do that one again a little faster. Boom, boom, got 1, 2, 3, 4. That's number 4. Number 5 is like a surf beat. We talked about this one too previously, where a surf beat does like 4 end on the snare and 2 end on the snare. In this case, it's 2 end and then 4 single, and then same thing repeating. So 1, 2, and 3, 4. 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 And kind of a little slower. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take that one just a hair faster. So 1, 2, 3, go. Exercise number 6, which is the same thing as that one, except instead of being 2 end on the snare, it's the 4 end on the snare. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and another variation on a surf beat. So up to tempo. Okay, I'm going to count us in. We're going to do it a little slowly. So remember, same thing as the last one. 1 and 3 on the bass drum, 2 on the snare, and then 4 and on the snare. 1 and 2 and ready, go. Take that one a little faster. Boom, ba, boom, ba, ba. 1, 2, ready, go. to do on this video is the last one on that page, which is number 7, and that's a combination of number 4 and number 5. It's a combination of 4 and 5. So you have beat 3 and 4 are exactly the same on all of those. You're combining the first 2 beats. So you have bass drum doing 1 and snare drum doing 2 and 1, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4. So that it's just combining the 2 top ones on there on that first beats and adding those together. Counting in real slow. 1, 2, 1 and 2 and 2. Once again, I want to emphasize, don't just play along and then move to the next one. You need to spend time with each one of these to the point where it's easy to play, not where you have to think about it, and you're able to play in time and play against a metronome with it. Just like I did here, you've got to play it so that you own it. If you don't own it, you're not going to be able to move on, and we can't make any progress. So I'm counting on you to be able to work on these things and be able to get through these and spend time on them. I don't care if it takes you 2 weeks to master one of them, you got to master them. So we can get through each one, and so that each one is easier and easier as we add more stuff to them, like ghost notes or 16th notes. We've got to be able to get these mastered so that we can get these other things down, so we can have some fun on some really cool, tricky linear grooves and things that are a lot of fun to play. So you don't have to kill yourself on these. Play them, spend time with them, spend at least 5 to 10 minutes with each one, and then take a break and play something on the drums that's fun. Play along with a song. Do something that's fun, then come back and do another one and spend 5 or 10 minutes with it. It's not like you have to sit down and practice your scales. We're not going to do that. We're not going to have this sit you practicing scales. What I want is you to dedicate some time to it, step away, come back to it, and keep working through it like you're chipping the ice away of an ice sculpture. And we're going to get to the beautiful sculpture underneath it that is just waiting for everyone to have come out and see the beauty of it. But it takes time. It takes patience. And it takes effort. So work on these, and then I'll make another video for the next couple pages, and then another video for the next couple pages, and then we're going to work through those on the lessons. So I'll see you tomorrow. All right.